right, good morning, everybody, and this is the Kelly Williams Show. Woo! I am so excited because we are live on location at T-Bone Tom's in Kemah, Texas, and I am here with the amazingly talented Randy Seymour and my daddy, Paul Spees. We're going to be singing a couple of tunes for you this morning, and we're going to be finding out about this guy right here. Incredible singer-songwriter. I'm so excited to have them both on the show today. Grab your coffee, grab your mimosa, because we're going live right now. Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to that home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away.
I got it. No more shackles, chains upon my feet. I'll fly away. Oh, how happy when we both will meet. I'll fly away. Sing it. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the moment when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away.
One more time.
I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the moment when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away.
Just out. I'll fly away. All right.
I slipped all the way out. I couldn't use it. I kept reaching for it.
That's okay. Daddy and Randy, that was awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys.
Oh, maybe that'll work. Let me press that in. I kept pushing on it and it was out there.
Well, I am so excited today because we are here interviewing Randy Seymour. Guys, if you've never heard Randy in person, oh my gosh, you are in for a treat because he is incredibly talented and has had an amazing life already of performances and meeting people and writing songs with an incredible artist. Okay, so Randy, really quickly, where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Humble, Texas. I was born in Memphis, but the only reason I was born in Memphis because my dad was in the Air Force, and the Air Force doctors told my mom that I was a tumor. So my dad drove all the way back to Memphis to prove that I wasn't. So,
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
but I grew up in Humble. Actually, started out down here in Edgebrook in South Texas, South Houston. So
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. You're a good old Houston boy.
oh yeah.
Okay, so this is what's so fun. So if any of you have seen the Astroworld page on Facebook, they have this memory page about Astroworld. And if you grew up like I did, we came to Astroworld every summer, and we lived in Lake Charles, Louisiana. So it was a really, really big deal. Well, Randy, I just found out not long ago, was one of the main performers at Astroworld. I love that, in 77. So
77.
How fun was that?
Well, I mean, I'm 17 years old. I've got the world by the tail, and I'm on this big stage singing songs and getting dressed up and wearing makeup and all kinds of crazy stuff. It was like I was thrust into the middle of show business out of a little country town of Humble, Texas. So it was an eye-opener, to say the least. But Astroworld was a fun place to work because, especially when you're young, I mean, what's more fun than working at a place where on your break you can go ride a roller coaster, right?
Exactly.
So it was great.
Look, Astroworld brought in some of the best talent.
Oh,
I
they
mean,
had.
it was incredible. It was amazing. Daddy, don't you remember us coming to Astroworld every summer? How
Yes.
fun that was?
Yes.
It was just a happy place. It was one of the best places ever. I miss it. I have to tell you, I miss Astroworld.
Except when you rode the car all the way across, everybody get down on a floorboard. You're afraid of heights.
Oh no! Oh, that's hilarious. And I'm still afraid of heights.
You had to get down, crouch down on the bridge across the interstate.
That wasn't fun.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I am still scared of heights and my kids make fun of me. That's hysterical. Okay, so Randy, your first record releases in Houston with radio personality Arch Yancey.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Arch was a good friend of my dad's. They both went to high school in Memphis, and Arch liked to play football, but he wasn't very good at it. And my dad was an all-state, all Memphis, all Tennessee football player. So he looked up to my dad, and one of Arch's greatest moments was the day he got to knock my dad down in the practice field one time. And he said, "That was the greatest football moment of my life." And then the rest of the day, I spent the whole day on the ground because Buzz Moore kept knocking me down.
That's hilarious.
But long and short of it is he ended up being a radio personality here for years and years in Houston, Texas. And so Dad knew him, and when we decided I was going to start making records and writing songs, he decided to call Arch up and see if Arch could help him. And of course, Arch was a prince. He was so nice, and he actually got to where he introduced me to some folks who could help me make records. And he invited me out to sing at Gillies nightclub every Thursday night. He had a regular set he did on Thursday night.
Oh my gosh,
And
that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty neat, singing at Gillies every Thursday. So, here I am. I'm going in. I'm not of drinking age, so my parents would go with me. So, what do you do after school? Oh, I go to a honky tonk, a big one, but I go to one.
Exactly, and that's really cool. And that's how you find out a lot of singer-songwriters grew up. They would go to these places where they weren't even old enough really to get in, but they'd be one of the performers. I remember my daddy telling me that he was 5 or 6 years old when his daddy would take him places to play the accordion.
All right.
I mean, so it's really kind of fun to hear where people go.
And it was at winter time, and it was really cold to try to play the accordion.
Well, you in Louisiana, though, so that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, but we go into
Accordion,
Chicago, East Chicago, with the Salvation Army, and he would entertain with the Salvation Army for collections.
Oh, that's very
fantastic.
cool.
Love
Yeah,
that.
that's the first time I found that out. That's awesome. Okay, so this is really, really cool. And I found this out on our first interview together a couple of months ago. But you actually got to play at the Grand Old Opry.
Yes. Yeah.
So cool.
Well, it was the first summer in Nashville. I was working at another theme park up there called Opryland, and the people that produced the show for the Grand Old Opry, they said, "Well, we want that kid to be a guest." So I got to be a guest on the show, and the show was actually Mr. Roy Acuff's show, who at the time he was the king of country music, and anybody who's an old country music fan is familiar with Roy Acuff, the Wabash Cannonball.
Love Roy Acuff.
Like that,
so that is awesome.
Yeah,
very, very cool.
And it's really once again another eye-opening experience. You jump from doing a theme park stage and doing a nightclub to doing one of the biggest stages in the world, and there's a reason why it's special. So, because it really makes you feel like $1 million when you're on that stage. It's
amazing. I mean, I don't think there's anything like that. That is very cool that you got to play on that stage. That's a really big deal. Okay, so right now, one of my very favorite artists growing up was John Denver.
Me too.
And I know my daddy loves John Denver as well. One of his songs, Take Me Home, Country Roads, I'm going to tell you, it's something that you never get tired of hearing or singing, do you?
No. As a matter of fact.
In fact, we're going to play it for you right now.
I tell people this all the time, Kelly. If you're traveling somewhere around the world and they don't know how to speak your language, and you can't speak theirs, if you'll sing the chorus of this song, you'll make a friend. Everybody knows how to sing this song. I've seen people who don't know how to speak one word of English. They can sing this song in English with clarity.
Love that.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. All my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Missed a taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. I hear a voice in the morning hours that calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, now take me home. Country road, come on, I'll take me home. Country road.
Woo! Oh, it's just so good. How much fun it is to be able to perform today with Randy Seymour and my daddy. I'm going to tell you, this is a highlight for me. This is so much fun. Okay, so Randy.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, what's amazing is that you have written songs with Carl Perkins.
Yes, good old Carl.
How cool is that?
Yeah, very.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, that wasn't even on my list as far as like being a bucket list thing. It was kind of like a dream come true that I'd never even thought of. But Carl was somebody I listened to way back. He used to play on all of Johnny Cash's records, and my dad used to play those. So when I got to go down to Jackson, a friend of mine introduced me to Carl's daughter, and we wrote songs together for about a day. And she said, well, you need to come back down here when Daddy's down here. I said, well, okay, well, just let me know when he's down here. So I got a call a few weeks later, and I went down. And when I got down there, it was a strange, kind of an out-of-body experience a little bit. I knew it was going to be strange anyway, but I didn't know how it was going to affect me.
Yeah.
Carl, he had his studio in the back of his house. It was behind his swimming pool. And as I walked through the gate, the front part of his house, he was walking towards me, and he looked just like my dad walking toward me.
Wow.
He was wearing the same kind of blue jeans with the crease in the front. He had a denim jacket on with a t-shirt, and then he had a flannel shirt on that. He had a ball cap on. He had those Nike tennis shoes that those guys wear that they're so white you could actually use them to find your way home in the dark. And that's the way Carl looked. And the first thing he said was, well, hello, son. How you doing? I said, he made you feel so at ease. So immediately I felt like we hit it off, which we did. Debbie and Carl and I wrote a song that day in the studio, and we recorded it. A little thing called Blood Brothers, which is a beautiful song, and it kind of relates to his story because he grew up as a poor sharecropper, cotton picker, and the song talks about him and a little boy that they were both best friends, and he was the white boy, and his little boy Charlie was the black boy. So they were both buddies.
Oh.
They grew up picking cotton together. They didn't have anybody but each other to depend on.
Love that.
And so the song kind of relates to that and everything. Anyway, I got to write a few more songs with Carl. I had a song that just recently got released by Ronnie Millsap that Carl and I and Debbie worked on called Big Bertha. It's a song about a golf club. And Vince Gill's singing on the record too. So if y'all want to look that up, you can look up Big Bertha. It's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat lick, I think.
That's a really good song. You actually played it on the last show.
Oh, that's right.
It was
that's right.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Y'all need to look
I
that
forgot
up.
what I
I'm
did
tell
last
you.
time. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Well, with 9/11 coming up, it's now 20 years. You actually played at a 9/11 benefit performance with Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Back in 2001.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. That's got to be pretty special to your heart.
Well, this started out, the benefit started out being a Sun Records show, and it was going to feature a film that an independent filmmaker had made. They were going to show it in Red Bank, New Jersey, and a guy who used to manage Carl's career was helping put it together. It was for a thing which is called Why Hunger, but back then it was called World Hunger Year, and it was started by Harry Chapin and some other folks up in the New York, New Jersey area. So, long and short of it, we were starting to plan the show, and then when the 9/11 attacks happened, I got a call from the guy who was setting it up, and I said, well, are we still doing the show? He says, well, as a matter of fact, we are. I said, well, is there something that's changed? He said, oh, quite a lot has changed. He said, Bruce Springsteen signed on to be the headliner.
Wow.
And so a lot of people from the New Jersey and the New York state area have decided to participate. So I was able to be on stage and play a show with Phoebe Snow, Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi, the Smithereens, a guy named Henry Gross. You know Henry Gross. He had a song called Shannon. Just amazing performers, amazing show, very spirited. The unique thing about this show was we did 2 nights at a place called the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey, and this was actually 2 nights before the Madison Square Garden benefit happened. So this was the first time a live show was done or televised around that tragic event, and nobody really knew how to act. It was a very, we rehearsed it. We had a good rehearsal the first night that we got together, but then the next night I could feel that everybody was like, how is this going to go?
Yeah.
And of course, once they sent a choir out there and they sang, and then they showed a little small film clip, and John Bon Jovi went out and he sang "Living on a Prayer."
Yeah.
It all just went. These people were ready to do something happy, ready for something spirited.
Absolutely.
And it was. I was really privileged and should I say use the word blessed? I don't use it often, but in this one I was very blessed to be able to do this.
Yeah.
Gary Talent, the guy who's Bruce's bass player, was the musical director. He came to my room that night. Him and Henry Gross came to my room that night, and they were going to go eat some dinner or something. They said, "You want to go?" I said, "No." And Gary told me, he said, "Randy," he said, I've played stadiums with 35, 45,000 people. He said, I've played arenas. He said, I've played huge parks with Bruce. He said, but tonight, he said, that show we did with those maybe 4,000 something people in that hall, he said that was the most spirited, exciting, energetic show I've ever played in my life."
Wow.
I was like, well, I said, I'm glad I was there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have missed that. So
Yes,
it was really, as I told somebody one time, I said, it was all the things that I've ever learned about being a Christian, or learned about being having a spiritual self. I was able to use all of that plus my music and everything in my entertainment. It all came together. If I'd never done anything else for the rest of my life, that was the one moment I was probably created to do. And so everything else is kind of gravy at this point. So it's great.
That is very awesome that you got to be a part of that. I'm going to tell you, that's amazing. Okay, so you've not only played around, Nashville, different parts of Texas, and you play all over. You've traveled the world.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about where you've been.
I've been to Monte Carlo a few times. I've been to the Middle East, played in Saudi Arabia, played in China a few times, been to Shanghai and Beijing and places like that. A few places in Europe, Denmark, places like that. A couple other places in France, and of course, my favorite place in the world to play is Texas.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It just is.
Yeah.
People in Texas love music, and the people in Monte Carlo love music. Actually, everywhere you go, people love. I will say this, and a friend of mine told me this, and it is true. If you go overseas and you play music, I want anybody who's a musician to understand this. Have no fear, because music is America's best export ever. It's the number one thing that we can hang our hat on and say, we do this.
Yeah.
And people absolutely just love it. And there's something about how we play music that nobody else can do.
Yeah.
It's got soul, so
I agree.
Just remember that.
I agree completely. And what's fun talking about different parts of the world, when my mom and dad got to go to Italy. Was it Italy? Rome. And my daddy got to play accordion in one of the places that they went. So that was very awesome, because his guitar accordion that you bought is from where? From Genoa.
Wow.
So it's really that was pretty special that you got to do that. I love that.
Italy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know. So Randy, tell us a little bit about where you're playing, where you perform, and how people can come see you.
Well, first of all, if they want to see the schedule and all that stuff, I'm on Facebook. I've got Randy Seymour Music, or Friends of Randy Seymour. And of course, I have a website. It's randyseymour.com. Just spell it out, RANDYCMOORE. So my schedule's on there. I play a lot in East Texas and playing in the Houston area. I'll be doing a couple of Opry shows that you do, actually. I'll be doing the Sugarland Opry, and then I'm going to be doing the one in Pearland.
I'm excited. I'll be at both of those.
Be doing those, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. I'm so excited to see you.
At least Kelly's going to know where to see me. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm really excited about that.
And then I play in some different places. I'll be doing a thing at the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame is having me host Gospel at the Hall. That's going to be a week from. That's going to be Sunday coming up, I think. Maybe. What is that? The 15th. That's 15th. Yeah, August 15th. So it'll be from 9 to 11 on that Sunday morning, and I'll be hosting and singing a few songs. But I'll be hosting. There'll be some artists who will be there. They do a big weekend at the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame up in Carthage.
Fun.
So there'll be people like Mo Bandy and Linda Davis and people like that are going to be there. But it's always a surprise who shows up to the gospel show. It's a Sunday morning thing. So I hope to see some folks there. If you look at the website and you go to the Facebook page, you're going to actually know more about where I'm going than I do at this point.
Well, I'm excited because I would love to, have you come perform at one of our gospel shows that we put on right here live at T-Bone Tom's.
Sure.
They are so much fun. My daddy performs. We've got local artists. We've got people coming in from 2 and 3 hours away to perform, and we would love to highlight you and have you as one of our special guests. That would be awesome.
There'd be nothing I'd love better than to sing with Jesus and beer songs.
That's right. Exactly. That's right. It's everybody's welcome. That's exactly right. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to start closing out the show, and we got one more song for you. It's one of my favorites. It's one that we always sing. We've been singing at our gospel show right here at T-Bone Tom's, but it's Will the Circle Be Unbroken. And I'm going to get Daddy and Randy to start that, and then we're going to start singing that. But thank you so much for watching today and spending your morning with us. We hope you enjoyed it. C. No, G. G is... Oh, well...
We went to C.
We did.
You sing C.
You know what? Do C, because he's going to be singing and I'm just going to be harmonizing.
You sing it in C.
No, it's too high for me in C.
I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Hey, little John Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Undertaker, Undertaker, would you please drive real slow? For this body you are holding, Lord, I hate to see it go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the show today. We're so excited. We hope you have a blessed and awesome rest of your day. Check out Randy Seymour Music on his Instagram, Facebook, and website. Come check him out. We're going to see him soon. And thank you to my daddy for being here as a special guest. Thank you, guys.
Great playing.
Y'all can see the Kelly Williams Show every week right here on Facebook Live and YouTube. And thank you so much. Have a blessed and awesome rest of your day. Bye.